Hello, Henderson County High School. The time is now for a new episode of Colonel Cast News. Today, we're going to go in depth on this week. We're discussing the election results, talking about the football playoffs, helping to kick off the Turkey of the Year competition, catching up with our Cheers teachers. So let's get started.
Hey everybody, it's Rachel and I'm here with Polo.
And today we're going to be talking about the election. As you all probably know, there is a lot of division and as well as confusion in our country right now.
Indeed.
As to do with the ongoing election. So, Rachel, what do you think about this election?
I think this election went very well for Joe Biden. I think it was obvious from the get-go that he was going to win, since there was a lot of talk from Trump about the use of mail-in ballots, and he very highly discouraged the use of them. So all the Trump supporters went in and voted in person, and I think that gave him a disadvantage because you have all these long lines at the polling stations, and you have all these people going in to vote for Trump when you have all these Biden supporters who already did it, and they're just waiting. So I think that really helped Biden, and I think he won fair and square. That's what I think.
All right. To go off Trump's thing against the mail-in ballots, the whole reason that he was discouraging those is because mail-in ballots are a lot easier to tamper and to mess with than a straight ballot is. When you put your ballot into the machine, you know that vote is counted. As to where if you mail in a ballot, you have to have faith in the U.S. Postal Service, and not just the Postal Service, but also the actual postal people who are delivering it themselves. A lot of them have their own opinions, and a lot of them feel certain ways about certain things, so you're putting a lot of extra faith into people who you should probably doubt. And that's when it comes to the thing of the mail-in ballots. When they came, you said that Biden, it was clear from the beginning he was going to win. That's probably from watching media, which, is a good way to keep up with stuff, but they called a lot of the states far too early. They called California before they even had 5% of the votes in. And yes, California always does go left, so that's reasonable. But they called Arizona when there was still 30%, I think a little bit more than 30% left. And it's just, the media, for one, I would like to clarify, there's a lot of confusion right now with the election. The election is still ongoing. The Electoral College does not vote until December. And I really don't want to see a lot of people's feelings get hurt when they've been told by the media that there is a new president-elect in the United States when there is not. As of right now, there has not been a winner. There will not be a winner until December at the earliest. And that's if this investigation into the mail-in ballot voter fraud that is being investigated in several different states, that's if it is even over in December. And also, there's a lot of confusion with whether it's lawful or just that Trump has some of these pending lawsuits out. And that's when you get into whether you agree with him or not, it is his right as a presidential candidate to file lawsuits if he has a suspicion of voter fraud. It's actually his duty. Our whole democracy goes off of real, safe elections, and so if you have an assumption that it was not real, you should follow up on it.
I think you made some really good points there. I really think you do. But I also think that after this presidency that we had with Trump, I think a lot of the country is ready to start something new and just get a breather from all the stuff that has been going on, especially in this year. So I think a lot of people probably, including myself a little bit, really just want this election to have a result soon. Right. So I think that's why we've been kind of going for Biden and his win, like, as soon as we have. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think if people, want to say, oh, he's the president-elect, I don't think there's anything wrong with that necessarily.
People can be wrong if they would like, yes.
Well, I think since Trump, especially in these 4 years, he's been, whether you like him or not, he's been problematic. He's said some things that has been problematic for many groups, and not just the ones in the media like minorities and
like
people
what?
like that. But I think Biden is a good choice for our president, since he's not problematic.
Right.
Not vocally problematic, not outwardly saying things that could hurt people.
Right. This would be my one disagreement with that. Biden is very problematic when it comes to saying things that could hurt people. He's actually been quoted as to saying, when it came to the desegregation of schools, that he did not want his kids to go to a racial jungle. Now, yes, this was years ago, but he said it. It's true. You can look it up and fact check it. And also, when it comes to moving on, I, just like anyone else, would love to move on. This election has been super stressful for everybody. But you cannot move on at the sacrifice of our entire democratic system. When you have a assumption of fraud, we have to sacrifice, we have to give some stress maybe in order to find out who actually won our election. That's the whole thing that the United States stands on and has stood on since it was started.
That was a lot to think about, and I really appreciated talking with you.
Oh, yeah,
so let's see what some of our other students have to say.
All right, we got Braden here. How do you feel about the election?
I mean, he's our future president, so, hopefully everything goes smooth, nothing bad happens. But I feel good. I feel smooth, have some success in office.
So how do you feel about the results right now?
I'm feeling pretty good, honestly. I think, we've done the right way, and, I think the better man won, but that's just my opinion.
How do you feel about Trump allegedly suing the states for the results?
Well, none of those claims have really been found on any evidence, so I guess he can do what he wants, but I don't think he's going to get very far with it.
Thank you.
I don't feel that type of way. I just want whoever to win. I hope they do the best, make sure everything's right,
Awesome. Do you think it's lawful for Trump to be filing several lawsuits in different states?
No.
I feel like it could have gone either way. I know that's a really political answer. I feel like with Biden, or elect President Biden, we'll have a lot more leadership from Harris than from Biden, but that's just my own opinion of how things will play out. So,
What do you feel about Trump and his statement about suing the states for the election results?
well, from different sources, we know that Trump was working with the head of the Department of Homeland Security, watermarking some of the mail-in ballots. So I don't know the results of that little cause that he went on. So I can't really make an informed answer there, but I feel like it kind of makes him look silly, but it hopefully will play out for the best.
All right, thank you.
I'm pretty cool with it.
Do you think it's lawful for Trump to be suing these states for voter fraud?
Yes, it is.
And do you think we as an American people should keep pursuing what Trump is doing with this, with all the suing and the seeing if the voter fraud is real or not?
Yes.
Thank you.
Nadia, how do you feel about the election?
Happy with the results
And why are you happy?
because Joe Biden won.
All right. And do you think it is lawful for Trump to be pursuing and suing these states for alleged voter fraud?
No, I think it's very childish. I think he should just accept the fact that he lost.
All right. And do you think we as the American people, if voter fraud is found, should keep pursuing it, or do you think we should just all move on and agree to disagree?
I think that we should just all move on.
All right.
Maybe depending.
I think that it has been a huge mess. There's no real winner. Joe Biden has won, I think it was 290 electoral college votes, but there's been so much accusations of voter fraud and just not. It hasn't been as clear cut, and it just has not been a very easy thing for this country.
All right. And do you think it is legal for Trump to be filing all these lawsuits?
It's 100% legal. I mean, it's within his right as the president of the United States and as any really concerned citizen of this country. You know, you can't stand for cheating in an election. You know, whether it's happened or not, you know, we'll find out eventually. And, you know, the justice will be served one way or the other. And, you know, whoever actually ends up being the president, I mean, we're all Americans at the end of the day.
Do you think if there is any voter fraud, should we just move on as a country and ignore this problem, or should we continue pursuit?
I think we should continue to pursue it. I think that all fraud in a election is not what we should have as a country. I don't think that anybody should support that. I mean, that's the lawlessness and it's illegal. You know, whether you are on the right or on the left or in the middle, I think that you should really, you know, whether you like Trump or not, you should at least be a part of the side of democracy, and democracy doesn't stand for somebody cheating to win.
Ben Dalton, thank you very much for your time. Thank you to all of the students who decided to answer our questions and who feel passionate about this election. I wish the best of luck to both candidates, and may the best and legal winner win.
Next up, we have Luke and Brecken with the sports update.
Now for sports.
Today we went out and talked to Coach Boston about the upcoming football playoffs. After the win against Marshall County, what are some things that y'all need to work on as a team before playoffs?
Yeah, finishing the season the right way in the district, coming out with the 1 seed, rolling the playoffs, guarantees us that we've got home games as we roll in. And so right now, we don't know who we're going to play. We don't know the situation. We should be finding that out in the next coming days. But what it did was it guaranteed us home games in the playoffs. And so when we find out who it is, then we'll know how to move forward.
Are you very confident on the team's ability to make a run for state this year?
We got a good group right now, and like I've told them all along, they've earned the position that they're in, and so make sure they take advantage of the opportunity. Every single day, we got to make sure that we're getting better at something, and the players have to embrace that to make sure that we'll continue to improve.
Thank you, Brecken. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the NFL. How are the Steelers still undefeated, man?
I don't know.
I mean,
the Cowboys had a shot.
They had a shot.
They blew it.
And they blew it.
Like normal.
How did Brady throw 2 interceptions in one game? It's unbelievable.
Is he really the GOAT?
Look, and is Drew Brees good again? I mean, he's always been good.
Yeah, he's been good.
Look, would he be the GOAT if he had Brady's coaching and wide receivers with him?
I don't know. If he had Brady's coaching 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But now? No, I don't think. Not so much.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Next up, Nick and Brenna went to catch up with the Cheers teachers. This is what they wanted to share.
Welcome to Cheers 2020-2021. I'm Mr. Klaus.
I'm Mr. Williams.
And we are now meeting in person. We are also still going on with the virtual, which is from 3:30 to 5:30, and the code is in our Google Classroom.
And then for the days that you are in the building, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Group 1, Group 2, we are still meeting 3:30 to 5:30. We will meet in the cafeteria. You'll be had the opportunity to get a snack. And then we'll come back to the media center. We'll work on homework help for the first hour or so. And then the second hour, we'll still do our enrichment activities. We're getting a lot of new stuff from North, from their program. We've ordered some new bikes and different things for you all to put together and ride. So a lot of the same activities, the PS4s, different things like that, as well as some new stuff. Also, we're going to try to get busing transportation again starting Monday. We will have busing to East Heights, Spotsville, and Bend Gate at 5:30. Hopefully, next couple of weeks, we'll have even more to the other elementary schools. But a lot of you all have taken advantage of the virtual so far, the tutoring, and now that we're in person, we would love to have you here to help you as well. Thank you so much.
Every year, the Colonel Corner Bank does a Thanksgiving fundraiser to raise money for families in need. Here's what they had to say.
Turkey of the Year is a fundraiser that helps give back to unwealthy family that's in need at Christmas time.
Yeah, so basically we are collecting money from the community. We've done it every year. We usually have a goal of $10,000, but because of all this, we've had to kind of reach back or take the goal back to about $4,000 to $5,000 just to be realistic, because we haven't been in school that long. We're collecting the money for to try to give people who do not have the financial needs as others. We're trying to give them a better Christmas. So we've selected people for Turkey of the Year, and they're going to be going around and trying to collect money. We'll have buckets at lunch where you can drop off spare change or some dollars or stuff like that to certain people. We go throughout the community to try and get funds for this, and we kind of make it a competition. Whoever raises the most money gets Turkey of the Year, and also there will be a raffle to try and raise some money. And yeah.
Thank you for tuning into this charged up episode of the Colonel Cast. We hope to be back as soon as possible with more about what's going on in your world. Please make sure to follow us on Colonel Cast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Until then, stay safe, County. This is Colonel Cast and signing out.